It's great to be here in the Shreveport-Bossier area. This area has got such a strong alumni base for Louisiana Tech, and there's so many of our alumni fans take that trip 5 or 6 times a year to come to Ruston to support us. And so we just wanted to bring football over to this community, to bring Louisiana Tech to them. They've been so supportive of us. And so this was a day and an opportunity for us to come over here, and a lot of people to get a chance to come out and see this new football team. A lot of new faces, a lot of new names, and a lot of guys running around, and this gave some people an opportunity to come out. So we just wanted to come over here today, excited that we could be here. Had about an hour and 5-minute workout, pretty brisk workout, just came out. It was quick as far as workouts concerned. Like a couple of the players said, getting up when I called them up, it's like, now that's a workout, because normally we go about 2.5 hours. So I think they were excited to go in the hour and 5. But we got a scrimmage tomorrow. Today was a shorts practice, so we came over here, tried to just polish some things up, get about 30 minutes of teamwork, some individual work, and a little bit of kicking before the scrimmage tomorrow. And so I thought it was really productive for what I wanted to get done. The people here at the Independence Bowl couldn't have been any better or more accommodating to us, to open the doors and give us an opportunity to come do this. And so it's a great experience for us. We open on the road against Oklahoma to start the season. We've got a lot of new faces and a lot of guys that are going to be stepping onto the field for the first time, and I wanted to give them a chance to get into another stadium, not just at home, but to come here and get into the Independence Bowl and be in another venue and see them think and make calls and read signals and convert routes and catch balls and catch punts. And it's amazing how much something like that can change a young man's perspective, and what he's focused on. And so it was just another opportunity to try and get some experience for some of these new guys. Like I said, I thought they came out here and they worked hard. It was a good day for us, very productive, and we're looking forward to Fan Fest, just with the opportunity to say thank you to the fan base that we have here in the Shreveport-Bossier area.
Some of you guys have in the past, Tech has played some games here. In the future, do you see it on kind of agreement that you come to get some games back? I would
love to play games here. I would love to. I made the comment, the seats are even red and blue. This is home right here. I would love to play more games over here. I think it's something that we definitely ought to look at. I know with the building facility, the end zone facility that's being built in the end zone, I don't know how much talk Tommy McClellan, our athletic director, has for, talked about with us coming over here in the future, but I would love to come over here and play a football game.
Talk about the beginning of the schedule. It's a brutal stretch this first, well, it's not even 3 weeks, it's really 2 weeks, 3 games.
13 days. 3 games in 13 days really is what you're playing, and you're playing all 3 of them on the road, all 3 of them at night, all 3 of them against bowl teams. And the thing about night games is you're going to get back on Sunday about 4 in the morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then you're getting ready for another one, and then you're going to go play Lafayette, and then you're going to get home from that one early in the morning, and then you got to go play North Texas, all 3 of them on the road on a Thursday night. It's going to be tough. I don't think there's another team in the country that has to play 3 teams on the road against bowl teams to open their season. And on top of that, 4 of your first 5 are against bowl teams. One of them, I saw where the polls just came out, one of them was ranked 3rd, but thank goodness the other one was all the way down to 5 in Auburn. So it's going to be a pretty tough opening. I don't think, like I said, I think it's the hardest schedule, the hardest 5-week schedule anybody's got in the country, with 4 of those 5 games being on the road. And it's going to be a heck of a challenge. We got a lot of new faces out there, a lot of guys that are going to be putting on this uniform for the first time on game day, and it's going to be a great challenge. And if we can grow from this and stay healthy through these first 5 games, I think the schedule is set up from that point for us to get in the conference and really have a chance to make a really good run. But it's going to be a great opportunity for our team, and it's going to be a great challenge. You can talk about that level and what it takes to be as a top 10 team, but you can't understand it until you step on the field with it. And that's where you can't read about it, you can't watch it on TV, you can't see pictures of it in the newspaper. You got to go put your cleats in the ground and stand out there in that arena for you to understand what that avenue, that arena is all about. And so I think it's going to be a great learning experience for our team, and I think in the long run it's going to help us.
Was that by design at all? Is that something that you looked at and you kind of wanted to set things up a certain way, or how that come about?
Not my design, no. No, not my design. This was, this was a schedule that was put together by the former athletic director. And, I know since Tommy's been here, he hasn't scheduled a game. I think you have to look at scheduling and what you're really trying to do. I mean, are you trying to get into game guarantees? Or are you trying to give your home crowd a venue that can create excitement and energy and enthusiasm as you're trying to build a foundation at home? And so, I don't have any problem playing some of the opponents that we're playing. I wish we had more home games. I mean, we only have 5 home games this year, and I think that's a travesty for our fans that they would have to go so far away. I mean, we will have been here. This is our 2nd year, and we'll play 10 home games in 2 years, 10 out of 24. And I think our fans deserve more than that, and I'd like to see us play more home games in the future. But I think the schedule's made. There's an adage that say, coaches coach, players play, and administrators administrate. So they didn't come and ask me about the schedule. I was just told this is who we're playing, and not a lot I could do about it at that point. It's getting this team ready to put them in that arena, and that's part of why we're here today.
Even though today's schedule or practice schedule was a little bit short, anything changed today? Anything that jumped out at you today that looked good or didn't look good?
Well, we shortened it down because of the scrimmage tomorrow, because we're going to get about 120 play scrimmage tomorrow back in Ruston. And so I just wanted to get them out here, warm them up a little bit. I didn't really want to wear them out, make sure that we're fresh for the scrimmage tomorrow night. I thought Cody threw the ball really well today. I thought Cody threw the ball well. We have this little today without pads on. We didn't do a lot of collision run game up front. It was a very controlled kind of a blitz drill up front, but yet at the same time it was pass scale and live bullets on the back end. And so I thought Cody did some really nice things. I think he's really picking up this offense. He's seeing the field very well, and I think he's throwing some really nice balls. What came out of today, I saw some of the younger quarterbacks put the ball in danger, especially when we were backed up, and I don't take very kindly to that. I mean, I think it's something that we've got to do a better job of protecting the football. And today I thought we put it in jeopardy a couple times when it didn't need to be.
Talking about the quarterback position, do you have a time frame, something set up where you're going to make a decision?
Well, we didn't really come in and say, okay, on this day we're going to make a decision. We said, let's go to the first scrimmage, which is tomorrow. Let's go to the first scrimmage and then make a decision on where we are. At that point, if it's a 2-man race, we'll narrow it down to 2. If there's a clear-cut favorite at that time, we'll announce the starter at that time. But I don't, it's kind of like you got to pick when one of the 2 take it. And I can't tell you when that's going to be. But when one of the 2 take it, throw the least number of interceptions, seeing the field, making good decisions, running the offense, understanding the signals, the one that gives us the best chance to win, then when that guy emerges, then we'll make that decision. I think we've been very careful coming into this that we weren't going to make the decision. That decision was going to be made on the field. Ryan has experience in this offense. He played a year ago, and he had the whole spring with it, and he's done a really nice job. And I think you've got a new guy like Cody and Taylor Birch that are coming in that are still learning it. So I also want to be fair to them to give them an opportunity to learn it before we make that decision. So I'm hoping sooner rather than later, because you can't get 5 quarterbacks ready. I mean, that's too hard to do. You got to pick who that starter is, and now that you get into the season, he's got to get the bulk of the work, and the other guys are playing a support role in case an injury were to happen.
We're on this about Kenneth and what you guys got now in the backfield, but talk a little bit about your freshman, Jared, and what you've seen and what you like from him so far.
I'll tell you what, I made a comment. I talked at a luncheon today of the tag group and just said then, Jared Kraft is special. Jared Kraft is really special. He is a very talented player. He protects the ball extremely well for a young guy coming in. You see talent a lot of times from younger players, but they don't have the discipline. He's been incredibly well coached in his career as far as a running back and the way he sees things. He's physical, he's tough, he's big, he can run. Him and Taiwan Walters have really done a nice job as the 2 running backs. I would expect Jared to play. I tell that story, told it today at lunch when Kenneth Dixon asked Coach Jaluk, the running back coach, why the second team offensive line was doing a better job blocking for Jared, and he had bigger holes than he did. And Coach Jaluk said, well, I'll solve that. He said, Jared, get in there and run with the ones for a while. And it was like, oh, no. I don't want him doing that. I mean, it might be Wally Pipp. He may never see the field again. And so I think those guys are very talented, and he's definitely has an opportunity to play, not only play, but make a strong contribution to this team. I think there's a number of freshmen that are going to have a chance to help this team.
Kind of cool to renew the rivalry with Northwestern State.
It is. I mean, there's a lot of tradition in that rivalry. There's a lot of history in that rivalry going way back when, and so I think it's a great game. I think if we're going to have the opportunity to play them, I think it's going to be great to play them at home, but it's something that you'd love to see us have the opportunity to play that game here in Shreveport, well, as a game that's halfway kind of in between a little bit of both. And so I think it's a great game. I think there's a lot of alumni that have been part of that rivalry. They talk about how great a rivalry that was, because at one time, from what I understand, that was our lead rival game. That was the one that everybody pointed to on the schedule and said, that's the game that's going to be an outright war. And so I'm excited to be part of it. I'm excited to be part of the tradition and the history of that rivalry.
Since that's your boss's alma mater, does he actually back off of them a little bit and a little slack if y'all get to score on it all?
No, I don't think. We just want to find a way to win. I'm not into running up the score at this point. I want to find a way to win. But I might, if we were fortunate enough, we might even have to give Tommy a game ball.
Talk a little bit about the wide receiver position and Trent. It seems like he's finding his spots out there when he's running routes. He can contribute this year.
Great. He'll not only contribute, he'll be one of the leaders at the wide receiver position. As a true sophomore and a guy that came in there as a freshman last year and did great things for us. Caught about 30-some balls, I think 36 is what I want to say, as a freshman last year. Really was a strong contributor, and I see that role even going up. He's got a great feel for this offense. He's got a great feel for being a receiver. He does a super job. He's elusive, and he's really one of the leaders right now. I think him and Hunter Lee and Sterling Griffin are three guys that have played the position, have been in the offense for a little bit, and really having a great camp right now and showing signs of really doing some super things for us this season. Made some big plays, and we need Paul Turner's kind of been nicked up and hadn't been able to go. Carlos Henderson has been nicked up, hadn't really been able to go. Eddie has missed some time, Eddie Johnson, and has not been able to go. I mean, there's some guys that right now that are out, and so we're going to even rely on these upperclassmen a little bit more, like Trent and Hunter Lee and Sterling Griffin.
Same thing with Sanford. When he's 100% healthy.
Yep. He can. I mean, he came into the spring game. He had a great spring game, but he's been really hampered. He's only practiced, I believe this is day 14 or practice 14 out of our schedule at this point. And he probably hadn't practiced in 9 of them, 8 or 9 of them. He's just been hampered with some nagging injuries, and it's taken a little while. And so I'm hopeful this week that we can get him back out on the field and get him healthy, because we brought all these guys in because of how bad we were hurting at the wide receiver position. But it seems like some of these upperclassmen in Eddie Johnson, Carlos Henderson, Paul Turner, and Sanford C have been nicked up a little bit, and that's really given a great window for guys like Marlon Watson, Marcus Gaines, 2 freshmen that are stepping in and really starting to make a strong contribution and have a chance to help this team this year.